Hello viewers, this is not a video I want to be making. I'm angry, I'm confused, and it's one of the reasons, or the main reason, it is the reason why I started this channel, because I'm afraid of things like this happening in the country that I live in. So there's been an incident in Queensland with a sovereign citizen basically exercising their freedom, I guess, and their separation from our community, which we've worked so hard to build. So I think it's best to just get into the story anyway, and I'll make some comments along the way.
Good evening. As hearts break for two young police officers and an innocent neighbour murdered in cold blood in an ambush and shootout in Queensland, disturbing details are emerging about the armed trio who killed them. One was a conspiracy theorist whose twisted ideas led to 6 deaths and left a nation united in grief.
A guard of honour for two young constables and an escort for their bodies from the Darling Downs to Brisbane. Rachel McCrow and Matthew Arnold, just 29 and 26 years old.
Yeah, so young.
It was an ambush, unexpected, swift, brutal, and today an attack on them feels like an attack on society.
It is
an attack on society. They wanted to remove themselves as citizens, and so it is. It's an attack on our society, which they wanted to remove themselves from and not be part of and be at war with, apparently.
Extremely emotional and challenging time for the Queensland Police Service.
Constable McCrow graduated only last year, Matthew Arnold the year before. Constables Keely Bruff and Randall Kirk, rookies, and the four of them headed down this driveway in Wyembla yesterday afternoon at the request of New South Wales Police.
Just trying to do their job, just serving the public, trying to keep us safe.
They were looking for Nathaniel Train. Their missing person was inside with brother Gareth and his partner Stacey, dressed in fatigues, all armed with rifles and shotguns and willing to use them.
In my opinion, those officers did not stand a chance. The fact that two got out alive is a miracle.
Police watched and heard their colleagues being murdered before their killers were killed.
We believe PLI-2 may be discharging rounds. Shots fired. Here's the PLI-2 is attempting to reload. Here the PLI-1 potentially taking a round here. PLI-1, no movement. No movement from number 2 and appears to be blood on the ground.
They made the ultimate sacrifice.
As they had approached the front door, Constables Arnold and McCrow were ambushed and shot by the three occupants at close range. Rachel McCrow lay wounded, she begged for her life, and they killed her anyway. Constable Randall Kirk was shot in the leg running for cover. Constable Keely Bruff hid in long grass, while neighbour Alan Dare was also killed, shot in the back as he rushed to see what was happening.
His neighbours, they probably know him, and just shoot him in the back.
16 uniformed officers swarmed the property. A wild shootout ensued, as did extraordinary courage under fire as they retrieved their colleagues' bodies and rescued Alan Dare's wife. She was hiding in the back of a car. Heavily armed tactical police besieged the property, and at 10:30 p.m, Nathaniel Train, Gareth Train and his partner Stacey lay dead. Keely Bruff left the police academy just 8 weeks ago. As she hid, she texted families saying her goodbyes and not only provided ongoing intel, she managed to evade killers intent on murdering her, fearing she might burn to death when they set fire to the grass to flush her out. Chinchilla Police Station, where she serves, is numb.
police officers don't deserve that.
Luke May.
No one deserves that. Like, what are you doing? Shouldn't even have guns like that.
His new Matthew.
He was always there to lend a hand. He was absolutely great. Absolute top fella.
This is a small community. People here are grateful for those who protect it.
I want you all to know you're loved, appreciated and respected.
At nearby Tara, a minute's silence as well. Rachel and Matthew were stationed here.
He was always joking, always had a smile on his face. He was a good bloke, Matt. Her and I got on good because she was little like me. She's a lovely girl.
So why? There are no firearms registered to this address, no police intelligence suggesting anything like this could happen, and a look at the killer's background is at the same time dark but also baffling. Nathaniel Train.
I had a look for Facebook. I couldn't find anything under all the names that were given here. I don't know if they've been shut down, because I'd reckon some conspiracy nut would be all over Facebook and posting, so I don't know what's going on there.
Train was a school principal. He taught at Walgett in northern New South Wales and Cairns. Stacey was a guidance counsellor in a relationship with both Nathaniel and Gareth, police believe. Their father was a Christian pastor for almost 3 decades.
Is that where that kind of thinking starts? If you can believe the Bible, you can believe anything? And then check out his reaction. The father of the people who killed, how many police officers was it? 4? And wait and see how much he talks about the police officers that his children killed. So his offspring that he's responsible for bringing into the world killed them. But have a look at his reaction.
Was a Christian pastor for almost 3 decades.
I've lost 2 children.
Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to say to the police? Or
Nothing at all. I've lost 2 children. That's all he's got.
Anyone else that was involved?
I don't need to talk to you. I've already had a conversation with the police this morning, so I don't need to talk to you.
But Gareth...
Piece of shit. Like, come on. Can't you just represent your religion a bit better than that?
Train has spouted unhinged conspiracy theories for years. We are all pawns, all expendable in the Illuminati game. He just...
All crap that's come from America. Like, come on, people. You watch too many idiots from America making up bullshit, and then you go nuts like this? Please, Australia, we don't have to go down the same drain that America's going down.
Describes the Port Arthur massacre as a government psychological operation to disarm the Australian population.
Yeah, because it sounds like some dickhead American fucking conspiracy theory. Like, yeah, no.
Martin Bryant was the perfect patsy. They declared themselves sovereign citizens, not answering...
So they're fighting for more guns, are they? Well, real nice people.
...to Australian law, and when the law came to them just to help a missing man.
Unfortunately, this incident is a tragic reminder of the unpredictable nature of policing. Every day, our officers face very real dangers while protecting their communities. With honour, they served.
Stella, no.
And let's go live now to Robert Ovadia at the scene. Rob, what more can you tell us about Nathaniel Train?
Hi, Mark. Well, it's really hard to believe a man who used to be a school principal was capable of such barbarity. Today, we spoke with a senior New South Wales politician who had...
Not when you look at what the conspiracy theorists in America are capable of.
Dealings with him. He said he left the education system embittered by the process. He fell off the grid, lived in Dubbo for a short time.
Because someone got into his head with bullshit.
He was last seen there in December last year, maintained contact with family, but it was 6 weeks ago that he fell off the grid again. There were concerns for his welfare, which is why a missing persons report was filed, and those 4 officers arrived here yesterday afternoon. Every single one of them, Mark, was wearing body cam. The images, I'm told, are very disturbing.
Robert Ovadia in Queensland for us. Thank you. Tributes to the innocent victims, both police and civilian, are being paid right across Australia. Serving officers in particular acknowledging the dangers of the job and suggesting what we all can do to make those risks worthwhile.
At government offices and police stations across the nation, flags at half-mast. In Melbourne, Maroochydore, Tasmania to Toowoomba, at the Queensland Academy, 2 police caps, 2 roses, 2 officers killed searching for a missing person they wish they'd never found. From the Prime Minister, an address to the nation.
With honour, they served, and Australia mourns with you today. We stand with you always.
The shock magnified by the youth of the officers, just 26 and 29.
They were so young, so young.
2 deaths, maybe.
They were incredibly brave.
In Sydney, the New South Wales Premier and Police Minister left flowers at the Police Memorial, where dozens of officers are immortalised.
A very sad day, and our hearts go out to the families of those 2 police officers who lost their lives.
And in Melbourne.
It's an absolute tragedy what's happened in Queensland, and we offer every support.
His Assistant Commissioner noting the Blue family has no borders.
There is a brotherhood and a sisterhood that exists between policing agencies, so it certainly has a massive impact.
Serving officers.
Yeah, and as a Victorian citizen, that has an impact on me as well. Great impact. But please, people, think. Just a little bit of critical thinking before you go down these rabbit holes.
Officers reflecting on the risks they all face.
You don't expect to go to work to lose your life, and our thoughts go out to those Queensland police officers and their families.
Tributes to for neighbour Alan Dare, who did what neighbours do, went to assist.
A neighbour driven by the instinct to help.
One officer who knows the danger is former South Australian Tactical Officer Derek McManus. Shot 14 times as he served an arrest warrant in 1994.
Every day on the job, whether it's your first day, your 10th year, your 40th year, this sort of thing could happen on any job at all.
Feeling not just for the victims and their families, but colleagues facing thoughts of mortality and survivor guilt.
They'll be feeling like that should have been me. I should have done something more. It is wrong to be thinking like that, but it's very normal as well.
But the public can help.
Even the simplest thing as a member of the public coming up and saying, look, thanks for the service you provide, is an excellent way to provide that care.
Chris Reason, 7 News.
Thanks for joining us this afternoon. All Australians are shocked and saddened by this tragic loss of life. 2 Queensland police officers, their lives cut short by this atrocity. Constable Matthew Arnold, just 26 years of age. Constable Rachel McCrow, just 29. Constables from Tara Police Station who lost their lives in this tragedy. I pay tribute to them. I pay tribute as well to their surviving fellow officers, Constable Randall Kirk and Constable Keely Bruff. In addition, I pay tribute to a neighbour driven by the instinct to help. Alan Dare also lost his life in this tragedy. 3 lives cruelly cut short. This is indeed a devastating day for everyone who loved these Australians. And our hearts go out to those in the grip of terrible grief. We know that this news has fallen hard on a close-knit and caring Queensland community, as well as, of course, the community to which all police officers belong. Today is a rough day indeed for all police officers and their families. Every officer knows the risk that they face in the line of duty. They are all too aware of the dangers that they face. Yet they do their job, they do it for our community. That is courage, and it is public service at the highest level. And today and every day I pay tribute to each and every one of the police officers who served their local communities and who served their nation. This is not a price that anyone who puts on the uniform should ever pay. We can never count the true cost. My heart goes out to the families and loved ones of all those affected by this tragedy. With honour, they served, and Australia mourns with you today. We stand with you always.
Thank you to 7 Nightly News for that. In conclusion, I guess that's given me more conviction to continue forward with the channel, definitely, to keep trying to point out those questions that hopefully make people think a little. And I guess one of my main emphasis is a question to Australians. Why do we need to be more like America? I don't see it as a good thing, but the whole world, and definitely a lot of Australians, I think, look toward America and the American public and the American way of life as some kind of guidance for people in Australia. And I think it's dangerous, given, like, when I look at what goes on in America. And I think religion and religious thinking is driving a lot of this stuff. I think when you start with a base of fiction as truth, you kind of have a unique ability to make anything fit in your worldview as truth. And I think that's dangerous for society. I think we live in a day and an age where we can gather good information about what's going on in the world, and we can use that good information to make good decisions. And there's so much information in the world today, but it's not all good. But I also believe it's not hard to recognize when somebody's not giving you good information. And I hope with my channel I can point out those ways and get people to just keep asking questions. So yeah, I just had to throw this video together quickly because it is weighing on my heart. It's pretty shocking, and I thought it would be a lot longer actually before I saw something like this. But I guess that's the state of affairs in Australia now. So I'll keep continuing what I do, and if you can join me, that'd be great. So consider subscribing, give me a like on this video so hopefully it gets seen by more people. Comments help also. So thank you everybody. Take care. Keep asking questions.